Hi,
Hi,
Raz.
Raz.
Hi.
How are you?
Guys?
Very good.
Very good. So,
I'm great.
can we interview you for the Adat Perpatih?
Yeah, sure.
So, firstly, can you introduce a bit about yourself?
So my name is Fadimi binti Swandi. I am from Negeri Sembilan. Currently studying in UiTM Seremban 3 Negeri Sembilan.
Okay.
That's it.
So, the next question is, how would you define about Adat Perpatih in Negeri Sembilan?
Adat Perpatih, for me, in my opinion, I think Adat Perpatih is the legitimate customary law in Malaysia that practices the true doctrine of equity and equality.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, the third question is, what does Adat Perpatih symbolize in Negeri Sembilan?
Adat Perpatih in Negeri Sembilan symbolizes our culture. It's basically the only place or the only region that practices Adat Perpatih in Malaysia, because other places they practice Adat Temenggung, as you all know. So that's basically our symbol of the culture here in Negeri Sembilan.
Oh, I see. So, is the Adat Perpatih well known around Malaysia?
Yes, it is, because, like I mentioned before, it's the only custom that is different from others. So it's basically known, and it is a legitimate law in Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
Is it true that the Adat Perpatih laws are divided into 4?
Skip.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, so can you name any? Okay. Do you think that the Adat Perpatih rule is feminist oriented?
If that's the true doctrine of feminism, then probably yes. But I think it's more to equality and equity, because if we were to differentiate between the Adat Temenggung and Adat Perpatih is the only custom that practices that distributes the property to the women and men equally, because it's a long explanation, but I will summarize a little bit. So Adat Perpatih is basically known for its distribution of property. The female members of the family will get like 2 out of 3 for the harta pusaka from the harta pusaka itself. But the wasiat, which is the ones that's going to be distributed by the parents, they still use they still distribute the property according to faraid if it's the wasiat. But the harta pusaka will be distributed according to Adat Perpatih, which is 2 out of 3 will be distributed to the female members of the family. That's all.
See, that's a very long explanation.
Very good one as well.
Okay, so next question. As a Negeri Sembilan native yourself, do you practice the ways of Adat Perpatih?
Yes, I do. My family still does, and in my beliefs, I think everyone still do practice this adat or this custom.
Okay, for the next question, can you name any of the practices in the Adat Perpatih?
So for this question, I will differentiate between Adat Temenggung and Adat Perpatih. Adat Temenggung practices the doctrine of eye for an eye, blood for blood. But Adat Perpatih is more lenient. It's not that rigid. For example, the law pertaining to if it's according to Adat Perpatih, there's a crime being committed, they will not be dealt as rigid as Adat Temenggung.
Okay, why do you think that women have a higher ranking in the Adat Perpatih?
In my opinion, this is just my self-perspective. I think that because it's the equal way of distributing, and it's because one more thing is that according to Adat Perpatih, the blood flows or the bloodline is from the female side and not the male side. So that's why they
Okay, what do you think influenced the development of the Adat Perpatih?
quite influenced the society itself. It's because the people of Malaysia, the natives of Malaysia, we are known for our culture, and so the practice is still it's still enhanced until today because it's what defines us. Did I get that right? Okay.
Okay, for the next question. In this era of modernization, do you think that the Adat Perpatih is still relevant to be practiced? If yes, can you give the reason behind it?
For me, I think it is still relevant until today because it symbolizes the culture in Malaysia, because we have a lot of culture, we have a lot of ethnics. It defines us. It symbolizes who we are and from where we are from.
Okay, for the next question, do you think that the Adat Perpatih contradicts any of the accustomed Malay norms?
As far as I know, there's no such thing that I can come up with.
Okay, for the next one, do you think that the Adat Perpatih have any impacts on the Negeri Sembilan community?
Truth be told, there is. For example, we can't get married to the people who are the same Pua as us. So, Pua is like I mean suku. For example, I am from the suku of Selemak Pahang. So I can't get married to a male who is the same suku as I am. From that, it's like, oh my god, itu macam contradict.
Do you think that the Adat Perpatih has had any impacts on the Negeri Sembilan community?
Impacts of Adat Perpatih.
A good impact, if I may say. I think there's like good impacts because from my observation, other people from other states, they don't really know about their customs, but the people in Negeri Sembilan, they really they take this custom very seriously. So everyone are acknowledged of this custom because we practice it every day, and we take it very seriously.
Okay, the next one, is there any issues or controversies regarding the Adat Perpatih?
There's actually a legal law about this because and also, if I may mention, people are usually mistaken with the concept or the principle that Adat Perpatih held. For example, people usually mistaken the part where the property distribution. They thought that if a male get married to a woman from Negeri Sembilan, they thought that their property will be distributed at the same as how Adat Perpatih distributes their harta pusaka, when it is not actually true, because we only distribute the property of harta pusaka property according to Adat Perpatih, which are the properties that has been held down by all our ancestors, not their belongings, not their properties. Their properties and belonging will be distributed to their child or their children according to faraid, just the same as other people. So it's equal, and it's really it practices the doctrine of equality and equity.
Okay, for the next question, as you grow up, would you still continue to practice the adat Perpatih or abandon it?
I will continue because I think that it upholds the status of the women's status, not as rigid as Adat Temenggung, and I think that it is the right thing to do because I would want my children to know of this culture and this custom and always practice it as they grow up.
Okay, one last question. Is there anyone you look up to when it comes to the adat Perpatih tradition and culture?
I look up to my family very much for this custom because my family, from my grandparents, my grandfather is the Suku Biduanda, or known as the royal Suku. So they actually practices this custom very well, and they take it very seriously. So I think that they are the ones who I look up to very much for this custom.
So I think that's it.
I think that's it from us.
Thank you for spending your time
with us.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good day, Rais.
Have a good day.
Have a good day too. Bye-bye. Oh my
Bye-bye.
God.
Okay, so for our reflection. Okay, so first one, I would say I never knew about adat Perpatih before. So once we interviewed our friend Rais, now I know about what adat Perpatih is, and I learned a lot. So it's important for you to know about other people's culture because it's important.
It's important to know more about other people's culture so that we can understand culture better. And as for me, with our friend Ras, she gave me a new knowledge on the adat Perpatih which I didn't know before. For example, adat Perpatih highly revolves around family. What I thought before was that adat Perpatih usually revolves around the husband and the wife because the adat Perpatih is, from what I thought, was like female oriented, whereby the female had the higher ranking in the family apart from men. So with this interview, I've got to learn that the adat Perpatih is not just about women, it's about the family bonding, equality and unity of family and bonding.
So I think that's it for our reflection. Thank you.